All right, we are back from our break. Just want to let you know, those on stream, we did have some Twitch issues right as we were about to take the break, so I took the break a minute early. You didn't really miss much, and I'll like probably cover that again a little bit. So I just restarted the stream. Everything looks good now. Anyway, so before you guys actually got to the asteroid Corlean Moor, you guys were stopping off at your own asteroid. Um, Anything specific that you guys are doing, or are you just exchanging, supplies, that kind of
I'm
thing?
dropping off my research. Actually, no, I can still research in the library, can't I? Those spell research books, those elven ones.
We're
Yeah.
not bringing the ship with us. We're going in the
Well,
shuttle.
if my character finds out the plans for fortifications that Higgimus is planning to build there, I suggest that I can design them.
What Higgins wants to do is he wants to get a good sketch of what we have right now, get the actual dimensions of the asteroid, because he's going to really start actually planning.
Yeah, well, I can
asteroid.
also take part in that.
He's going to check up with the druid that's on our asteroid, see how.
Get me
green
off
up
this
the
asteroid.
is going.
You left me here for a year.
He's making progress. He's got some good soil covering maybe 10% of it, and it's got some just basic small grasses kind of thing.
Okay.
But it's still going to take quite a bit more time.
Then just get details that I need for space and all that good stuff.
Okay. Is your microphone moved away from your mouth a little bit? Because you seem like...
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, sounds fine to me.
It seems really quiet to me. Mm-hmm.
I was looking on Aura's whole realm catalog. This handcake's 12 foot. Can I not get a 10-foot one?
I'm sorry, what?
This handcake, it's 12 inches. 12.
Yeah, you got a small keg.
Slightly smaller one.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
So it can
not
fit
too
in the
concerned.
pouch. That's the
Yeah.
design.
Yeah. I mean, if you want, if you specifically want
Something
prices, I'll give you the price afterwards. But it's probably smaller than that because it's more designed for powder rather than like liquids.
How about now? Do I sound better now?
Yes.
Okay.
Sound fuller.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right. Okay, so you guys drop off some things and get back underway. Approaching the asteroid of Croylian Moor. It's about 6 miles across, you'd guess. Not
wow, it is big.
Not really disc-shaped, but roughly. I mean, it's not like an actual disc, but it's roundish. And it's fairly flat, with some fairly substantial hills, mostly rolling hills, but near the center, there is one of a bit height compared to the others, maybe 150, 200 feet in height, whereas the others maybe get to 50 or 100 feet. And it looks like at the foot of that hill is the town itself. You can see a road, a rough road. It's more of a wagon track, really, leading to the only dock structure that you see. It appears to be capable of docking about 2 good-sized vessels at a time. Nothing is there right now. And close to it is a fairly substantial warehouse, made primarily of wood as far as you can tell as you're approaching. There's no human presence at that dock as far as you can tell. There's no ships there. There's no one down there. There's no guard post or anything like that. To a certain extent, these people are not known for personal wealth, so they aren't really pirate targets. In addition, getting to them, through the storms and everything like that, can oftentimes be pretty bad. You can see a few storm clouds in the upper atmosphere raging across portions of it as well. There is a flip side, and it looks like it's primarily grazing land, a few small farm fields, and isolated houses of various sorts.
So is there storms here all the time?
There is always a storm somewhere on the asteroid, yes. But they do shrink and expand and sometimes dissipate and a new one spawns somewhere else. And they're not really thunderstorms all the time. It does depend on the season. The asteroid is known to have fairly extreme seasons, with violent thunderstorms during the summer and oftentimes blizzards during the winter. But in general, it's mostly just rainstorms, just, downpours or drizzles or that kind of thing.
What's the vegetation like?
It's mostly grasses. There are some trees. No forests to speak of. Some good-sized trees, but they're more isolated trees, or
are they strategically placed, or are they random, or seemingly random?
It's random. There's no
fine.
no orchards, and there are no forests. There are a few groves, little stands of trees, copses, that kind of thing.
I will PM you why.
Okay.
During the trip, I also told the rest of the group about the history of the place that I found out from the seekers, that the dwarves used to live in the asteroid, and also there was some previous human settlement, but how old that human settlement was isn't known.
Interesting. So did they get killed off by something?
No one's really sure.
Yeah. I just answered that it's really, I guess, what happened at that point.
Right. Because I know the asteroid I came from, the people before us didn't pay the rent, and they got thrown off.
No, this is older. This is hundreds of years
times.
old, not like decades ago.
Yeah.
And this asteroid is essentially a free asteroid. No one specifically owns it. The people who live here do, and they can run people off if they try to, set up shop, move in and build a house kind of thing. If everyone, or a majority of the people on this island, this asteroid, decide that they don't want these people here, they'll run them off kind of thing.
Right. So has Braxon ever met his sister's husband?
No, you have not.
Right.
She came here and got married and lived with him. It was
right.
It wasn't it wasn't a marriage of love per se, but it was.
Did she come here to spread the good word?
She might have. You don't know.
Right.
Good word. You want to elaborate?
Yeah, my
Your sister's a fanatic, or
my family are quite a religious bunch.
Oh, weren't they
the
all
good
like
word of Ptah.
followers of Ptah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's marriages of this sort are fairly common across these, especially when dealing with, marriages from asteroid to asteroid.
Yeah.
So are you guys just gonna pull up and
you have to do a bit of that stuff, otherwise people start getting two noses.
Weak chins.
Yeah.
So
no noses.
Are you guys just going to dock, or is there something that you want to do beforehand?
Not really.
Well, does anyone want to have a fly around and look, or should we just go in?
Just don't look too suspicious. I say we just do the standard fare.
Yeah, I think that would be best.
If we start scouting out the area, then it draws attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just act like we're on business or something. Which in a way
Right.
we are.
Well, we could always go in and tell them that we are interested in perhaps buying a few sheep or such to the asteroid of our own.
Well, I mean, we do have legitimate business since I'm there delivering messages.
That's true. That's true. That's the letter from Braxon's sister, which he'll read out to everyone. Does that say where they're based?
You would know that that she and her husband live in the town itself.
Oh, right.
He is the essentially the merchant who handles the selling of the wool, and he does leave the asteroid on regular trips to set up his deals and stuff like that. But generally, when most people are purchasing wool from the townsfolk here, they go through him. So he's very much the broker of all of this stuff.
So he has quite a lot of influence on the asteroid.
Yeah, but he's by no means the mayor. He's just an important and influential person.
Yeah.
How do you spell his name again?
Div, D-I-V.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was when I first heard you mention, I was like, what?
Just Div.
Yeah, just
Right.
Div.
He's a div.
Has he got a second name?
Yes, let me see. I have that written down somewhere.
Oh, 36 good for my spoken.
McCarrick.
What, like a Scottish mook?
Yeah.
Kerrick. K-E-R-I-C-K.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It does matter. There's this
Family.
people have memes to make. Yeah, he's family. His brother-in-law. He might be a bit of a div, but he's family.
Oh, that's actually a. All right. See, I don't know all the British slang, so that's totally unintentional. Genuinely 100% unintentional. I did not realize that was a thing. I would have given him a different name.
So, what is my message to Div? You said I had one for Div.
Yeah, it's just a fairly standard transaction thing of someone putting in an order for next season of however many bales of wool they need.
Okay, yeah, we have legitimate reason to go visit them because I literally have a message for your sister's husband.
Okay. Are you going to leave the crew and your helmsman on the ship and head up the road?
I think that might be the best.
Is there like a I don't know, what accounts to a more well-standing person?
You wouldn't know who it is,
I'm
but
just
there
as I'm
probably is
traveling,
going to be.
No, as I'm looking for a victim for my no custom spell. Basically, I'm looking for someone that looks like they might know rather than the average schmuck.
You can cast it on a sheep.
I'll know exactly which piece of grass is that sheep's territory.
You'll know who goes after the sheep.
Who sired the most lambs? Who do you ask? What's the pecking order?
I mean,
I was just...
Div would probably work for that for no customs. He's an important person
I was
here.
hoping to someone before Div.
Who would I be more likely to be coming across first, Div or the?
Definitely Div.
Okay, so the other guy.
You don't know exactly where this other person is, but they don't live in the town.
Gotcha.
All right, so you head up the road.
Yep.
It looks like it's going
Yeah.
to take a few hours to get there.
Oh, is this like what's the weather? It says it's really rainy, isn't it, or not?
It's drizzling right now.
I'm
misty.
casting Aura Comfort.
Okay.
So Lafdul could just be smug face.
Sinrae's gonna put her hood up, even if it makes her look all shimmery and weird. She doesn't want to get rained on.
All right. Any objections to just heading up the road?
Nope.
Braxton's gonna have a look at the crops and the sheep and see if anything looks unusual about them.
There aren't too many by the edge. The edge is not particularly well. The growth here is not conducive to anything. It's very rocky. It's there are very few trees and bushes close to the edge of the asteroid.
Yeah.
You do, as you came in, you did notice that there appeared to be a pretty large swamp at a low spot on the top of the asteroid.
Something else before we get too far up, and you told me it's too late. Braxton would have had a look around the docks to see if there was any sort of sign of a disturbance.
Nothing that you can notice. The warehouse is locked up pretty tight. There's the main large doors that would be open for cargo transfers. It looks pretty empty right now, and there are some big, heavy chains with an enormous padlock on the front.
Yeah, no damage.
And there's a side door that is definitely locked.
Right. If only there was someone with us who could undo locks. No, anyway, we go up the road.
Okay.
Sinrae looks at the fluffy sheep. They're so fluffy.
You're not seeing any sheep right now.
Aww.
Like I said, the first part of the asteroid itself is not really conducive to growing much of anything. It's really rocky, and there aren't many plants. It's further in that you get actual pasture land. And so you head up the road. It's just kind of drizzly, and it does take you a few hours to traverse it. It seems reasonable to assume that during sheep shearing season, the wool is stored in the warehouse,
Right.
rather than somewhere else, kind of thing. Okay. All right, so these are just some basic maps. You can see the village itself here.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some farms and homesteads that you can see in the distance as you make your way up the road. But unless you get to a point where you want to go like visit some of them or something like that, or there's some reason for you to go out there, I'm not going to reveal where they are on the map.
What's that area south of the road?
So this is the swamp down here. It's a low-lying area. It looks like a lot of the rain seems to wash into there, and it just creates a massive sludgy mess.
It's all flat, so there's nowhere for it to drain off.
Fairly flat. I mean, that's like the lowest point, and it's a low point. All around it is a little bit higher, so it does just kind of drain there. But that is one place where there are trees. It's not really a forest, but there is a lot of overgrowth. So it would be like if you were to go into it, and whether you want to or not. I mean, like if you at some point decide to get, that you want to go in there. It would be tough going, and there is a lot of overgrowth, and it would be pretty easy to hide someone in there kind of thing.
Yeah.
As you are making your way down the road
Are
and
we
closing
going
in on the
near
village,
wood?
I'm sorry.
Are we going near to the wood?
Well, it's a swamp.
Yeah, but a
You're-
swamp with trees.
Right, so
the
you're-
road,
This
is
black,
only
this
about
thick
couple
black
hundred
line
yards,
is the road.
Yeah.
and it's a couple hundred yards away about.
I'm wondering if it'd be worth climbing up a tree and having a look in, see if there's anyone
I-
hiding in there.
You wouldn't be able to tell. That's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
my point.
Use
Okay.
herbalism to find out if there's anything dangerous about that swamp. Just a passing observation.
You'd have to go down to the swamp to check.
If only we had a ranger with us who could see whether there was anyone in the woods.
They wouldn't be able to see if there was anyone in the woods. They'd have to go into the woods.
It's not like rangers have some magical see
You're already
everything
able
in
to see the trees
forest.
from the woods.
So these thinner lines are the contour lines of the hill, and you can see that there appears to be some ruins up at the top of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm interested in those ruins.
Yeah, we might go up there later.
And down below,
Find a banshee.
you here is the village itself.
Is the village within eye shot yet?
Yeah,
Where's
you're
the
approaching the village. Is there anything you want to do as you come to it?
I was looking at my spells.
Probably wave at someone that's around.
Lara wants to send out her wizard eye to scout ahead.
By scout ahead, do you mean scout to the village, or...?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we going with
See
our
whether
first
everything
garble?
looks normal.
Okay. What was that question, Lafdul?
If we're taking the direwolf with us, because the farmers are going to be very nervous about a direwolf
I'd lead the
All the
direwolf on the ship.
Okay.
with all the sheep. It's like, oh, tasty lamb.
Direwolf is on the ship. I don't want it eating the sheep.
Okay.
You got
So,
You
Leva.
don't realise these are going to be were-sheep.
Yes, you do wear sheep eventually.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you mean
God.
that this would be like a Black Sheep movie?
Leva, with your wizard eye, you don't see anything particularly out of the ordinary. I mean, you wouldn't know exactly what is and is not ordinary here, since you haven't been here. But in terms of, a village, it seems pretty typical. It's a just kind of drizzly midday. There's a few people out and about, but not too many. They're all dressed in drab clothing. The people that you see generally have dark hair, and kind of dour expressions.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing that immediately jumps out as, ooh, this is weird, kind of thing.
Okay. So then nobody's laughing?
No, but it's also raining.
Yeah.
yeah, but,
Ah, okay.
Braxon likes the rain.
yeah. So do I. It's a British thing.
It's called Stockholm Syndrome.
So
Stockholm syndrome.
So Solas doesn't really mind the rain because he comes from a Celtic world.
Sinrae has mostly been on Spelljammer ships her entire life. She's not
You
very
were
fond
born
of
on one?
this. Yep, she was born on one.
Oh.
She's not very fond of wet. Unless it's a bath.
Are you saying this loud?
She's sort of grumbling about the rain, but that's about it.
Okay. Lafdul makes mental note. Sinrae doesn't like being wet.
So next thing you know, when you go back to your ship's quarters, there is a water bucket over the door.
Just make sure to tie a rope to the bucket, otherwise it's gonna fall and hit her in the head.
All right. So, you as a group are just getting to the edge of the village. The people who are out are definitely staring at you as you're.
Wearing like armor and stuff, aren't we?
Yeah,
We
well,
might look
also
like brigands.
you're clearly outsiders. You're clearly strangers, and
Good chunk of us
They
are
don't-
elves.
they don't
know
another
you.
thing.
You got your hood up,
Braxon.
so
Braxon's going to walk up to the nearest one and hold his hand out and say, "Greetings."
he keeps his
You
hand
come
in
in
his
peace.
pockets and says, "Hello. I assume you're here for some wool or something. It's not the right season. You know that, right?
Yeah, we know that.
Well, there's a pub down there, and Div's house is near the center. He's probably the one you want to talk to. He's a merchant."
Yeah. Yeah, we'd like to talk to Div.
And he starts to make his way away from you. You can see a couple kids out
Braxon says,
playing
"Nice meeting you."
further into the village, and as you're noticing them, an older woman comes out and kind of quickly takes them inside one of the buildings.
It seems like we're not exactly welcome here.
no, it's just we're in armor, swords. We look dangerous to the average
Yeah.
person. It's not exactly going in casual clothing.
I mean, this is local village for local people.
I grew up on a place like this. People weren't as grumpy as this place, but you've got to realise outsiders can be pirates. They can be slavers.
Just don't brandish your weapons unnecessarily.
So he indicated that the pub was this building right here with the two chimneys.
Right.
And this building here is Div's. Part of it is clearly a small warehouse as well.
Yeah.
And here in the center, there's a tall stone that doesn't seem naturally placed. It's a fairly thin stone, quite tall, about at least 15 feet tall. And as you're approaching the center, you do see that there is a pump coming out of one side of it.
Oh,
Well,
I'm sorry? What was that? Someone asked a question, but I missed it.
I said I asked. Well,
It's not a well, no, it's a pump.
Ah, right. Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
they
gonna-
said pumps
A
like
hand
that in
pump.
London. A hand pump for getting water out.
Braxon,
Uh-huh.
is your sister's she's a follower of Bata, yes? She's aware of priests and all that kind of usual schmuck.
Yeah.
She's not. Is she
Bravissa.
scared of spellcasters?
I don't think any of us are scared of spellcasters. We got a few spellcasters in the family.
If she
And
makes an
some
appearance,
of our family are lay priests.
if she makes an appearance, I can cast a couple of spells that will allow you to communicate telepathically. I can be a medium for that.
Oh,
I'm going to use two uses of telepathy, basically. One on her and one on Brax. I'm just saying it might be an option if you want to communicate
yeah, that sounds
without
handy.
drawing attention.
That sounds handy. And we don't know who might be listening.
Yeah. So, but that's only if she. I will cast it just before we knock on the door on you. Then, obviously. Actually, no. Hang on. I'm just checking the spell cast. It's got a cast time of 5. Yeah, she might not be in, so I don't know. No, I won't cast it. I'll cue you in if I'm going to cast it, so I'll just brush past you or something. I don't know. You'll know. I'll do something unusual. I don't know. I'll give you a hand sign if you casually look my way.
Yeah, we could agree on something, couldn't we?
You know, basically, if I see her, then I'll just cast it on you, then I'll start casting on her. But I'll try to do it with subterfuge. So obviously I'm having this conversation with everyone around me. So if they like create like a feigned cover me, so to speak,
Braxon would have described
inform the party.
Braxon would have described what his sister looked like.
All right. Well, I mean, you're now in the village. What are you guys gonna do?
We either go to the pub or we knock on the door of Div.
You probably want to see his sister straight away. It would be a
Yeah.
bad not to.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she wants to see his sister, and I have a message for her husband.
Yeah, let's knock on Div's door.
Okay. You Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just gonna PM you.
Are you? Ah, okay. What's the duration on that?
It is around the level, so 6 minutes. It doesn't last for long, but I assume this is pretty much as soon as we go to the door.
Okay. All right. So, Braxon, are you the one knocking, or Sinrae, are you knocking?
Braxon will knock.
Probably Braxon.
Okay.
His sister.
I mean, you could go as a married couple.
No.
We're not a married couple. We got a divorce.
All right. You
it was heartbreaking.
You knock on the door, and after a moment, the door is opened by a man of average height, middle age. He's definitely, you would say, somewhere between 5 and 10 years older than your sister.
Right.
He's got short red hair and a short, well-groomed beard. He's got a kind of a pleasant, friendly, aura about him, but he definitely you do see a suspicious look in his eyes as he sees you, and especially the entire group arrayed behind you.
Braxton's gonna smile at him.
Yes, what can I do for you?
Well, there's a couple of things really. Lady here's got a message for Div McCarrick.
That's
Would
me.
that be you?
That's me.
All right. Sinrae will relay the message.
The look of suspicion kind of fades a bit as you relay your message to him, and he says, "Ah, yes, good. I was expecting that. Here for your services." He hands you a gold piece.
Thank you, sir. Braxon, did you not want to visit your sister?
Well,
Introduced yourself now.
Like Braxon!
Braxton
Stop being
laughs and
suspicious.
Braxton laughs and says, that was the second thing. I believe you're my brother-in-law.
Oh, are you one of Ravisa's family?
I'm Braxon Miak.
Yes.
Braxton holds out his hand.
He takes it and gives it a solid shake. Oh, I wasn't expecting any of our family to come by. He turns his body a bit and gives not like a loud shout, but raises his voice a bit and says, "Ravisa, your brother is here to see you."
Braxton says, "Well, my colleague here had a message, so thought it'd be a good time to come over."
At this point, Lafdul does that cough thing. He's going to try and subtly cast telepathy after a few seconds.
Braxton's sister appears in the doorway. He's also stepping back and inviting you in. Although when he realizes how many of there are, he says, Braxton, would you mind if your friends went to the pub? I mean, don't have a whole lot of room.
Oh,
I've
do you wanna-
cast telepathy on Braxton. Could I try and communicate to Braxton? Try and get me in if you can.
Yeah.
Okay, there's no saving throw on... Is there a saving throw on that if you cast it on an unwilling person? I mean, I know he's
Braxton
willing.
technically
No.
unwilling.
You were planning to
No.
cast it on
The
Ravisa as
saving
well.
throws none.
No, okay. Alright. Alright, well, that's up to Braxton. You got that message.
Sinrae's pretty much gonna be like, yeah, sure, I have another message to deliver. Anyways, and she asks, Div
Oh, wait,
if
no,
he-
wait. Yeah, sorry for interrupting. Telepathy does have a saving throw negates.
Okay.
What's
So I'm just
the
looking
range?
at my read.
Braxton says, "How about I buy you two a drink in the pub?"
Oh, I don't think we have time right now for that, but Ravisa's preparing dinner. But I mean, you're welcome to come in and stay and chat with us for a little while. I don't have a room for so many people, especially I'm sorry to say a fellow Giff friend Giff here.
Yeah, my gift friend is very large.
Well, it's okay, Braxton. We can go to the
the tavern.
tavern.
I do have, I have another message to deliver around these parts. She'll ask Div where, if he knows the location of the other person she needs to deliver the message to.
When you mention the name, he frowns a bit and says, "Yes, he. I would not go there today. It'd be quite a trip. You'd be caught out at night, and it's with the weather and all. I would not recommend it. I can certainly tell you where it is located. He gives you rough directions. It seems it's actually on the other side of the asteroid, the underside.
When Div says that Sinrae couldn't get there today and back, I will ask if does the pub have any room to stay the night?
Unfortunately, no. People come in here usually just stopping for a drink and then return to their ships.
We'll just bunk on the ship tonight then.
I mean, if necessary, you could always camp out near the village. I believe there's a small group out there right now.
Oh.
If you don't want to make it all the way back to your ship. It did take a few hours to get here.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the information.
Thank you.
And I think me and our Giff fellow at least would like to have that drink now.
Yeah. So, Braxton?
And
Yeah.
I can go with Sinrae to deliver that other message.
Do you need
she'll
anything taller?
Do it in the morning.
Yeah, you can do that in the morning.
Okay.
Sinrae, hold on. Sinrae, you were asking something?
No, I was just saying she's gonna go off to the pub.
Alright.
He's rather small.
Alright, is everyone other than Braxton going to the pub?
Lafdul wanted to come in with us.
Yeah, I'm
PMing Big Braxton. I was basically telling him to come up with some. I'm saying this to him telepathically, telling him to come up with some kind of excuse. Like, I'm your squire, or religious reason, I'm... Like,
Yeah.
I just, this is, he's one of my
Yeah,
friends is just gonna stay with
Braxton's-
me.
Lafdul is Braxton's really close friend.
Braxton's going to say to Ravisa,
husband.
My friend here, we're trying to convert him to the faith.
Oh God, I don't know if I want to go in there. In fact, no, that would be sacrilege to me. I couldn't do it, even if it was under a guise. Because to another priest.
You could fake it. I mean, you're a follower of a trickster god.
Just say you're Braxon's husband.
Faking things is just fine.
Alright.
I mean, it would be sacrilege for pretty much any other.
Yeah, I don't want to do anything that would jeopardize my faith by agreeing to... Now, this is obviously a personal thing. I'm not saying this out loud or something.
So, Braxon, are you suggesting this to your sister?
Yeah. And he's going to give her... Braxton's going to give his sister the sort of handshake they give people in the circus when they're doing the trapeze.
I have no idea what that even means.
So you don't shake hands, you grab the person's wrist.
Oh, that.
And they hold
and
you.
You pull them in with specific quickly or something. And
he's going to sort of tap her on the back of the hand and wink at her.
She says, oh, well, I mean, I don't, Div isn't really, very religious. I don't know that he'd be interested in such a conversation.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought you could enlighten him on a few of the things we learned when we were younger.
Oh, perhaps, but not right now, especially with me having to cook dinner.
Yeah.
Would... Couldn't say something.
You have another idea to say, or what are you gonna do? I mean, now you're just standing there, everyone in the doorway.
Can Braxon hear Lafdul talking to him in his head?
Yeah, we can talk to each other perfectly fine.
So he's going to say to Lafdul, why don't you just turn yourself invisible and look through the window or something?
Is it two-way, Lafdul?
Yeah, it's two-way.
Okay.
I would need to see her. Or sneak in or something.
There are windows, but you're not sure how... I mean, you haven't taken a lay of the interior, and... Keep in mind where the location of this building is right now. It's this building. So if you were to go invisible, you'd, obviously not want to be seen going invisible.
I was hoping I wouldn't have to do something like this. I really was.
I feel like this. Honestly, this is my fiance.
No.
You're sure that with this time.
Sinrae really wants her revenge on Braxon now.
Braxon could have brought his fiancée in, but yeah.
So what are you guys going to do? Quickly.
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone else is in the process of turning and going. So this is I need to know what you guys are trying to do, now to further get Lafdul in.
I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Unless,
so are you going to go with the rest?
That's why I was saying, I was like your squire or something. I was obligated to be with you for a period of time, like some kind of, like my religious reason. I need to be with you. Was there nothing within Patar's religion that you could think of? Do you have religion, Patar?
No,
if you roll that, think. Oh, God.
No, he hasn't got religion, Patar.
The one time it would be useful. No, it's a shame.
So the best bet was fiance or marriage.
No, I was thinking I could be some kind of tradition.
I could be married to a different member of the party every week, couldn't I?
You could say that. You could say that Latzel's your boyfriend.
I need an idea now. I mean, if you've got something, say it. If you don't, then what is Lafdul doing?
Well, I told him to go invisible and sneak in or look in the window.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's up to him what he does.
Oh wait, hang on. What if I'm going to say to Braxon, what if I knock on the door in like a couple of minutes, I'm gonna act as if I'm your partner. I will change my appearance to be your partner, and you'll have to play along like I'm your partner.
Okay. What, as in girlfriend, wife?
Yes, something like that. I guess that would be. I would be family.
The problem with that might be that you would have to explain why she comes later than the rest of the party.
Just say that. Oh, my wife's coming soon. She might be a bit late. Could she just knock on the door and come in?
Will
Yeah,
your
no,
voice
that's not-
Why don't you just say it as?
No, listen.
Why don't you stay and come in as boyfriend? What's wrong with that?
Nothing, I guess.
You're making this overly complicated.
He's always like that. So
I don't think I've defined Lafdul's orientation, so.
You don't have to. It's just a.
It's a lie anyway.
I think his sister would know if Braxon was what way his orientation would be.
I mean,
well,
it
maybe you
couldn't
converted
lie.
him. Maybe you converted Braxon and you'd convinced him of your absolutely outstanding points.
I mean, it's also been a while since she's seen Braxon.
People change, that happens.
I mean, keep in
I'll
mind
let Braxon
also
roll
that
whatever.
Braxon has already said, "Can he come in? Because I'm trying to convert him," and then it would be,
Yeah, so now
by
I
the
have
way,
to-
he's my boyfriend. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
suspicious.
Why?
Yeah, you can't change your
Just
cover
see,
story.
like,
Because you're changing the cover story.
That's why I was saying to kill
you-
his girlfriend or something, because I could change as a different person. He should just say he's just a little bit late.
He's trying to convert you because you're boyfriends. So
Well, I'm sorry, but Lafdul should have transformed himself into a monkey and sat on Braxton's shoulder.
I couldn't go as a monkey. I don't have that kind of power yet.
All right. Well, I'm going to need a decision on what you're doing pretty soon because your time is still moving.
Well, Braxton's going to go in.
Yeah.
And he's already said to Lafdul to look through the window.
All right, I guess.
Okay. So Lafdul, what are you going to do then? Braxton's going in. The door's getting closed.
I'm just looking at the range of telepathy. Because it does still work up to 30 yards, even through wood. It's just lead that blocks it.
Yeah, that's plenty of distance.
Braxton comes out later after his brain's been sucked out by the illithid, replaced by a robot.
Alright, no, I will... How busy is it round the back or something? Is it like a window or something?
Well, I mean, there are windows, but keep in mind that, there are these other houses out here. Whether someone sees you or not, you kind of have to look around.
Alright, he will go... Actually... Is there like a... And behind the house, behind there, what's... As I look like I'm walking off or something, and I turn around, go back, and go around the back of the house.
Keep in mind that, so again, most of the party... oops, that's the wrong thing. Braxton just went in. The rest of the party is going over here. What are you going to do?
Fine, I'll follow the party for the moment.
Okay.
I need to disappear somehow.
Yeah?
Because he said there's a lot of people around, yeah?
Not a lot, but it is midday. There are people out and about, but it is raining, so...
Are people wearing, like, cows and stuff that you couldn't recognize people at a glance? If I were to make myself look like one of them via hat disguise. They just wouldn't recognize me immediately.
Well, you're not sure because, some people recognize
Everyone's
people based
wearing
on
cows.
their yes, yeah, I mean, they're wearing things to keep the rain, off of them as much as possible. But keep in mind that, people can recognize other people not just by their face, but their posture, their height. their gait, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. I need to go into the bar, I guess. Go into the... No, I don't bloody know. This is so complicated, unnecessarily so.
I think you
Where
mean
is the
you are
phone booth when you
making it
need?
complicated, unnecessarily so.
Honestly,
But that's normal.
Yeah,
That's
that's
normal
true.
for Lafdul.
That's
You know
normal
what,
for
I'm
the
just going
entire
in the
party,
pub.
really.
I'm just going in the pub. This is beyond me.
Okay.
Lafdal is lamenting the fact that there ain't any phone booth to use to change into something.
Okay, so you go with the rest of the party into the pub.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. So Braxon, you go into with your sister and her husband. Is your eventual plan to share, anything that you learn with the rest of the party? I assume so.
Yeah.
Just wanted to
Yeah.
get that clear. Okay. So you go in and once the door is closed, Ravisa, she's got an apron on. Her hands have some flour on them and stuff like that. She says, "Brother, just give me a moment to wash up a bit, and then it's been so long, and I do want to give you a hug. It is normal for our family. Just let me wash up a bit. Chat with my husband for a few moments."
Okay. I don't want to put you off your food. I could go to my friends in the pub and meet you after you eat.
No. It's fine. It takes a while to cook anyway.
Right.
Div, left with you, says, Braxon, I haven't heard too much about you and your family. How are you doing? What do you do? I don't really know that.
I left, like my sister, I left our home and decided to try and become a ship's carpenter on the Rock of Brow. And I've fallen in with these bunch of people on the other side of the road. And we go out and do the odd job for people.
Oh, yeah. Kind of a mercenary type thing.
Yeah, sort of. Not quite mercenaries, but yeah.
So Ravisa comes back in, having washed up, and she gives you a very familiar hug, the type that you were used to when you were younger, and she still lived with you and everything like that. You don't detect anything unusual in the way she hugs you.
Right.
And she says to you, "I'm surprised to see you here, brother. What brings you here?"
Well, one of my colleagues, when we were on Brow, found out there was a message for your husband, and I thought it'd be a good opportunity to swing by, seeing as we don't get much of a chance to meet up.
Oh yes, it's so nice to see you. It's been a number of years. You kind of have some more general pleasantries and chit chat, catching up, finding out what's going on, stuff like that. Are there any questions that you specifically want to ask her, or is there anything that you want to?
Braxton wants to try and ferret out whether her husband's dodgy. But I'm trying to think of what to say.
Do you want me to give you some time to think about it?
Yeah, Braxton will make small talk and see what's going on.
Okay. So the party heads to the tavern, the pub. That is called. Let's see. I had that written down. The tavern is called the Tumbled Broch, Broch. And it's the building has seen better days. It's definitely an older building, but it's in decent repair. I mean, there's definitely a lot of work that could be done to get it, like spick and span and stuff like that. But it's roomy. It's comfortable. There are two fireplaces, two hearths in the center that give off a good amount of heat. You would say that the season on this asteroid right now is kind of fall, autumn type thing. Now I just suddenly realized I don't actually know when sheep shearing season is. I assume that's in spring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, good. So
I would have thought, yeah, because wouldn't they get more wool for the winter?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. All right, so that works out. It's kind of an autumn on this asteroid. It varies. Autumn on one asteroid could be winter on the next, or summer on another one right next to it, kind of thing. So it tends to vary a lot from asteroid to asteroid. But right in here, you would guess, not being very familiar with the asteroid itself, that you're in autumn. So the heat coming off of the out of these hearths is pretty nice. As you enter, the tavern keeper is a large guy. He's balding, but he still has a kind of bright red beard and hair, and he's wiping out some mugs and placing them on the shelf as you enter. He sees you as a group come in, and he says, "Ah, visitors, welcome. We don't get many of your type here at this season. Come, take one of the tables." The tavern itself is mostly empty at this point. There's probably 3 people, that you'd guess are residents of the town, here drinking, eating meals, that sort of thing.
I'll go up to the bartender and greetings, my good fellow. I would like have a drink with my friends, and do you have something warm to eat?
Ah, yes, of course. My wife makes fantastic mutton. I can have some meals brought out to you in just a moment.
That would be very nice. My large friend here, he might not want to order mutton, so he might want something else.
Ah, yes, Giff. I've not met too many of your kind. We have some fine baked potatoes. Would that be more to your speed?
That'll do just fine.
All right. A large fellow. Would you like 3?
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right. He steps to one of those swinging doorway shutter things, and calls in there and puts in some orders for mutton and baked potatoes.
Sinrae's gonna sit down and enjoy being sitting after all that walking.
What would you like to drink? We've got some ale. We've got a bit of cider. Got some more expensive stuff under the counter if that's what your speed. Some liquors. Not too much though.
I will order cider for myself.
That sounds delicious.
I'll have a cider.
All right.
Yeah, so we'll have to.
Ciders all around?
Nope.
Yeah.
Lever would like a water.
Okay.
Ockar's gonna get some ale.
Just some water.
All right.
Did you say Ockar's gonna get the mail?
Ale.
Oh, what?
Here's your
Sinrae,
mail,
I don't
sir.
think this is that kind of establishment.
Yeah, no.
All right. So he starts pouring out some drinks and brings them over. He's wearing an apron that's clearly seen a lot of use. There's definitely a lot of, stains from food and things like that on it. And he begins setting them down in front of you. After a few minutes, a middle-aged woman with dark hair. She's kind of small, especially compared to what you assume is her husband, the tavern keeper. She comes out with the, bringing 2 plates at a time with the mutton and starts laying it out for you. As she's doing so, you do see a small blonde child peeking out from the kitchen as the doors, flap open and closed as she's bringing the meals out. After delivering your drinks, the tavern keeper holds out his hand to you, Solas. You guess that he may think that you're the leader of the group, and says, "I'm McGare, tavern keeper here, the tumbled Brock."
Solas Abebha, and these are my friends, and we came here because our friend has a business to deliver messages in here.
I'm a courier.
Oh, yes, one of you.
Yes. I have another message. What was the guy's name, Old? Did you not have a name for him?
I did not, but I can give it to you. He's Rishtar.
I have also a message for Riftar, but I'm told Rishtar, but been told it would take I'd be out at night for that, so we're waiting. Do that one in the morning.
Oh yes, Rishtar. Haven't seen him in a few days, but that's certainly not unusual, especially with the season and everything like that. There's kind of a furtive look on his face as he says that. But he then goes on and says, yes, certainly going there tomorrow would be the best thing, probably. Do you know where he is?
Yes, Div gave me some general directions.
Ah, good.
Are the roads normally dangerous here at night?
Oh, I mean, it's only really the one road down to the dock. It's just it's cold at night and storms and everything. It's just not a good time to be out at night, that sort of thing.
Is there something going on here?
Oh, no. Nothing ever goes on here.
Oh. Why is it not good to be out at night?
Because it's stormy.
As your friend says, yes, storms, We wouldn't want to be caught out on the hills with a storm coming up and not being able to find shelter. And they can unleash quite a bit of rain, make you lose your footing, get all muddy, and fall down, break your neck, that sort of thing.
Oh.
Well, thank you for the warning. Definitely will wait till morning. Anything I should know when going out there? Is he easy to find? I know some people don't like getting their messages sent to them, even when they're the best of messages.
Oh, I mean, he can be a bit standoffish at times, but if you deliver the message, he's probably expecting it, I imagine.
All right, thank you. Just getting the lay of the land before delivering messages. You don't want to suddenly find yourself in a bad situation because you didn't know about something going on.
No. I'm sure to be fine.
Thank you. She's gonna drink her cider.
Okay. You've all had your meals delivered and digging in. It's pretty tasty. You would,
Nom, nom, nom.
I mean, not not the best you've had, but you'd guess that his wife is certainly a more than capable cook. There's certainly, the kind of thing that you'd expect to find here in a village like this. It's nothing fancy, but it's good. It's hearty, filling, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
How many people was in the room? Is it just us?
There's
And
3
the
people at another
wife.
table. They're clearly they're talking. There's giving you some furtive glances.
Oh, they're looking occasionally.
Yeah. Looks like they were just finishing up their own meal, and after about 10 minutes, they get up and leave. They give you a kind of a wide berth.
Alright, no, that's fine. As they leave, then it's just us, the group,
Mhm.
and the bartender and his wife, and I guess the kid.
Mhm.
Are we still eating our food?
I assume so. I mean, if you
Okay,
guys want
alright.
to, he's gone back to
If
the
there's,
bar
like,
and
light
is keeping an eye on
conversation
you in case
going-
you flag him down, kind of thing. But he's not at your table.
Sinrae is going to say quietly, I almost think we should go out there tonight. There is something going on.
Speaking of which, Lafdul will say, can you just speak up a bit and cover my spell casting? I say as I want to cast new customs on the bartender when he's not looking sort of.
Right at you?
Well, if you want, I could always go and chat with the fellow.
Yes.
Yeah, just order another drink or something. I don't know.
Well,
Or if you have
Sinrae will-
questions for him, you could ask him.
And
yeah,
Sinrae is going to start.
I'm going to go to the bartender and ask about does he brew his own drinks? Since I'm some of a enthusiastic brewer myself.
Okay.
And
Well,
Sinrae
he's
is going to start.
clearly. Go on.
And of course order another round of
Oh God.
cider for me.
And Sinrae is going to complain about the weather and how she
All right.
being like
Clearly, there's something of a disturbance going on that I might be able to subtly cast my spell. Hopefully.
Okay, and that spell does not need touch, kind of thing?
No, it's just a ranged verbal somatic casting time of 3.
And no saving throw?
Nope. Oh, save for good negates. Actually, no, you can save.
Alright. Let me see
Yeah.
what his score is.
The default commoner.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the nice things about
Additionally,
that
if
casting
it-
it on commoners is that it's
Pretty easy.
pretty likely to work.
Yeah.
I also get a +1 reaction adjustment too if I pass.
Okay. Alright, so you get knowledge of customs.
Specifically, what I'm interested in is the going out at night, because Sinrae had inquired about that.
Okay, so the thing is like that no customs will not give you information about like what's going on right now. If this is unusual,
All right,
kind
no,
of thing.
but
It
it's
lets you know
generally a
what
bad
the
idea. Or...
well, it lets you know whether like shaking hands is bad, kind of thing, or if doing something with your left hand is considered bad. Are left-handers considered?
Well, wouldn't no custom know about going out at night?
If that was a custom, as opposed to the weather's just kind of bad. You should probably not go out at night. If it's customs tend to be more things that people do. That I mean, there may be reasons for them, and they may have developed it for reasons, but oftentimes they just become a custom. That's something that everyone does just because everyone does it.
And sometimes it's just something silly.
Alright, does anything stand
So
out
you
unusual?
do not learn anything about a custom related to going out at night.
Is there anything unusual in general? Just standard fare.
It's fairly standard fare. I'll let you know if something pops up in particular, but you do get that +1 reaction adjustment if that comes into play.
Yay. That means
can
I'll
be
have a
good.
+4 reaction.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Ugh.
Okay. So Solas, while you're what?
I was just relaying. Basically, nothing seems out of the ordinary. Customs and that.
I mean, you get knowledge of customs, so you share that. I mean, I just haven't detailed whether you shake with your right, you shake with your left, that kind of thing. So so Solas, you're up at the counter talking to him. He tells you that he does not brew his own, but he does add some spices to his cider. But it's all imported.
Oh.
He kind of laments the fact that the place is not really well suited for growing the stuff that they want here.
Yeah, I talk with a very understanding sentiment that it's a pity that this place doesn't really support your own brewing.
Is there do you want to slip in any questions? Try to so you're being friendly. Is there anything that you want to try to surreptitiously get out of him?
I generally ask about the place.
He just kind of gives you
about the. I mentioned the ruins that I saw on the hill and ask about generally about them.
At asking about the ruins, he says, "Oh yes, it's an old tower. No idea how old it really is. It's been here forever, as far as anyone knows. But that's what gave this tavern its name."
Oh, interesting. I'm somewhat a historian myself, so I'm always interested in these kinds of local histories.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanna check it out, I mean, it's just a hike up the hill. I wouldn't do it doing it at night. People say they're ghosts, but then again, doesn't everyone always say that?
Yes, that's true. That every ruin is haunted, and
if there are ghosts up there, we can always use our divine powers to turn them.
Do you need to hire an exorcist? But the paladin just offered it for free.
I also ask about if he knows someone in here that would be knowledgeable of the village's history and would be willing to talk about it.
He kind of gives a shake of his head. No, not too many people interested in that. Mostly people are too busy with herding the sheep and everything like that.
Yeah, I understand. It's a shame. It would have been nice to get to know this place that I'm visiting for this short while.
I mean, you also have some bit more of a conversation as well. He gives you a little bit more information, but nothing stands out.
Yeah. I ask about is there any other ruins nearby that I might be able to check out due to my interest in history?
No, not much that I'm aware of. Most of the stuff doesn't last too long. It's despite all the rain, it's pretty rocky up on the hill, which probably explains why it's still around.
Yeah. I also ask about the swamp that is near the road. That does it contain any hazardous insects or such, because where I come from, there were some swamps that had spread some diseases.
People stay away from that for good reason. It's got this usual assortment of creatures, as far as I know. Some say that there are man-eating monsters in there, of course. People occasionally go in there and don't come out. Certainly the sheep, people keep the sheep away from there. But, no one's gone missing in there for, a few decades at least, I think. Yeah. People avoid it.
Swamps aren't usually for the sheep.
No, exactly.
Well, I order a third drink and thank the barkeeper and go back to the table.
Okay. What's your constitution?
For a drink,
my
I was
constitution was 15.
Okay. Yeah, you can definitely take 3 drinks. They're not terribly alcoholic.
Yeah. And I relay the general gist of what I got out of the bartender.
Okay. Braxon, while they're, having a meal, have you thought of any questions that you want to ask? Any thing that you want to try to surreptitiously get out of your sister?
Oh, Braxon could mention the lady that she spoke about, where she said she was dead.
You're going to say that in front of her husband?
He'll try and say, yeah, well, it depends how you can get things into the conversation, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, like, do you want to reminisce about the woman, or are you planning to just kind of say, why did you say that she's still alive, kind of thing? Like, how are you getting it into the conversation?
Well, that's the one where she said she was. He might just say the same story. He'll reminisce about what she said in the letter.
Okay.
And just sort of say what she said and see if she disagrees.
She seems to go along with it and says straight out, yeah, it was such a shame that when she died. It's really, really miss her.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I wish she was still alive.
Give me a wisdom check, please.
Right. Yeah. Making Braxon make wisdom checks. Oh.
Okay. You definitely noticed kind of a furtive look on her face. You would interpret it as a look to you of kind of a careful with what you say kind of thing when you start mentioning the woman.
Yeah.
Mrs. Willowsfoot, who is specifically a halfling, by the way.
Mrs. Willowsfoot, the halfling, right. Who I now know lots about. Despite never having heard of her before.
So any other questions or anything else that you want to try to get her to comment on or something like that?
No, well, Braxton's been periodically asking Lafdul if he can still hear him. But
Lafdul, yeah, I mean, Lafdul is maintaining the contact. Lafdul, how long does that spell last?
About 16 minutes.
Okay.
It would have ended.
What would you have been sharing any information with Braxon? From the tavern?
I guess if it's within range, it's only 30 yards.
Yeah, you're within range.
Yeah, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, so Braxton can ask questions, I guess, about that.
Braxon's going to say to Lafdul she definitely doesn't want to talk openly in front of her husband.
Yeah, I know. But it's a little too crowded.
Yeah, I can't get any information out of her at the moment. I think it might be best to finish up here and then have an excuse to stay here for a few days.
Are you going to be staying there? Or are we staying in the tavern? You could ask if they got guest room. Just, I don't know, just say, is there any lodgings around?
Yeah.
Which of you is going to ask?
Yeah, Braxon will ask his sister if there's any place where his friends can stay.
She looks at her husband and says, "We could probably put you up, but certainly not your entire group here. And there really is no inn here. People usually stay on their ship or camp out just outside of town. I believe there's a small group out there right now."
Right. We did see some sort of barn down near the docks. But, I mean, that's right on the top of our ship.
Div says, "Oh, yeah, that's the warehouse. It's empty right now, but it's got a few carts in there for picking up bales of wool in shearing season."
How about that building at the top of the hill? Looks like you could camp out in there. What's that?
They both look at each other and then look to you and say, almost in unison, "Oh, bad idea."
Really?
Div then says, I mean, people say it's haunted, and I mean, it's probably just a story, but I mean, it's certainly a story that's been told long enough that no one wants to risk it, you know?
Haunted tower?
I mean, there's not much left. It's maybe a foot or two of stone up there kind of thing. A little bit more occasionally.
Right. I suppose if the tower's haunted, it scares the ghost so much that the wall turns white. Braxon smiles at his own joke, because no one else does.
They kind of blink for a moment, and Div says, "Huh?" It's, I mean, the sheep go up there occasionally during the day, but, the shepherds make sure that they get the sheep gone before nightfall, sort of thing.
You know what? Lafdul should just go start batting at some sheep. Probably get more information out of the sheep.
He could talk to the sheep, couldn't he?
It's true.
I don't actually have the spell memorized, but yeah.
I think all the sheep would tell you was bah.
Sorry, no, it gives all the plot for the next session anyway.
No, the sheep would say, "I wouldn't do that if I was you. It's a bad idea."
Oh my god.
If you can make Asher sigh, it's a good day.
So the telepathy spell runs out about that point. Would you have shared that information with Lafdul?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I relate to the rest of the party. It seems like we need to investigate the ruins. Seems to be definitely haunted.
All right.
Braxon says, "Well, I should catch up with my shipmates. Can I come see you later?"
Oh, you could stay for dinner. It'll be ready in 20 minutes or so.
Oh.
I mean, we couldn't have all of your friends here as well, but they're certainly eating over at the Tumbled Brock. Do you want to stay for dinner?
Oh, yes, please. I'll just pop over and tell them that I'm going to be here for a while.
Oh, go right ahead. All right, so you head over to the inn not the inn, the tavern to...
Yeah.
Pardon, no? All right. They're eating a hearty-looking meal as you come in. As you do, the tavern keeper hails you from the bar. Welcome. Would you like a table? Or would you
I'm
like
alright.
to come up to the bar?
Just come see my friends. I'm actually over with Div and his wife at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Looks like a lovely place, though. Might come back in later.
It's not really a lovely place.
Well, how is it compared to the taverns where Braxon grew up?
I don't know because you never really described it to me. But this
Braxon will
I
say
did
quaint.
describe this place already. It's in decent repair, but it could certainly use a lot of work.
Yeah,
It's not a lovely place. It is definitely not a lovely place.
it's got character.
Hey,
Lots of characters.
Brack. I could try that telepathy thing again. I got a scroll. As well, with telepathy on. If you tell, I don't know, somehow tell your sister to be by a window somewhere where I can see her, I can cast a spell on her.
I can't get her out at the moment.
No, but she just by a window would work.
Yeah.
You got windows, I assume. It would allow you two to talk, and it would give us something to do while you're obviously preoccupied, and Div would assume that you're not up to any no good, so because you're there and you've not left the house to read any information that you should otherwise know.
Well,
because he's not observed your sister telling you this. So.
She was telling me to be very careful, so I don't know if he's been taken over by some sort of creature. I've not met him before this, so I don't know whether he's dodgy. Braxton's muttering.
What, you think he's a ghost or something?
I don't know. She doesn't want to talk in front of him.
Just try and get her to a window.
Yeah, well, at the moment,
do you think...
At the moment, she wants me to have dinner with them. I don't know whether I'm going to get to be with her alone.
Was there in other words, was there a window within the room that you can say, oh, look, I thought I saw something out there, come see. It reminds me of my childhood.
There was definitely a window in the room that you are pretty sure you'd be eating dinner in.
Yeah, and you would just say, oh, look, there's something over there, and you go, doesn't that remind you of our childhood or something?
Back home.
And then she would go over to the window. You'd have to angle it so it looked like it was. She would have to actually go over there or something. Although you would have to prevent him from going over the window somehow. I don't know.
Well, if you could make yourself invisible, it'd be easier.
Yeah.
I can make you invisible.
I guess. Yeah, but.
Well, I'm not going to force you.
No, it's fine. I don't know how my spell works, I suppose. Because I would use my scroll of telepathy on you, then I would actually cast my spell of, because this hinges on the scroll actually work. What?
Scroll?
Yeah, I would cast this in the somewhere.
Squirrel.
Scroll invisibility.
Squirrel.
Yeah, no. The scroll would be cast on Braxon first, because I've got to cast telepathy on him. Yes. And then afterwards, I can use my spell that I've got memorized, because I originally memorized 2 spells of telepathy, and one's already been used. So I've got a scroll of telepathy, and I've got another spell. Telepathy.
I was just trying to point out that It's kind of hard to read the words on an invisible piece of paper.
You've
a little
also
difficult.
You've also got to get a scroll out in a pub without looking like you're getting a scroll out.
The pub.
Can you see somebody push in a fire breath?
No.
I mean, that might come in
I
useful
don't
at some point, but
You've got you. They've caught on to that. We're adventurers, haven't they? We're coming in with armor, books, tomes, and stuff. I could just.
Yeah, Diff thinks we're mercenaries.
Braxon, why don't you stay a few days with your sister while we go up to see the other guy whose name I cannot pronounce.
Sounds good.
We might be going up tonight, since people don't seem to want us to go up at night. She's gonna say that part quieter.
Yeah, they didn't seem to want me to go visit the tower up there. Apparently it's haunted.
Yeah, and that's why I want to use telepathy between myself, you, and your sisters to figure out why this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Without
How
giving
comes
the
you
game
couldn't-
away.
How comes you couldn't get it to work before?
If she doesn't allow it, there's a chance the spell just fails.
We
Right.
we might have better luck with that idea maybe in the morning. There's supposed to be some people camping that might be interesting to talk to as well.
But he might do something in the meanwhile during the night.
Yeah. I
I
might
mean,
get
That's why we got the advantage of doing it on the very first day.
Braxon, how well did you get on with your sister as
pretty
kids?
well.
Did you ever
Pretty well.
create a secret language? Like
No.
many kids do?
no, they didn't.
No.
I mean, you could always just stay up after dinner after Dev goes to sleep talking to your sister.
No, I'm not sure that will happen. So far, I've not managed to be alone with her.
She seems to be very subservient towards her husband.
I mean, she's a housewife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
You haven't seen her well enough to know whether she's subservient or just a housewife.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's
yeah.
it's
I
all very
can't-
polite.
And you also haven't really been there long enough to know for sure whether. I mean, like,
Something
she's
to
making
do.
dinner and he's just home. Like, is he
Yeah.
home because that's just the time it is, or is he home because he's watching her kind of thing, or is he, that sort of personality? You don't know
Yeah.
that enough.
I
Yeah,
just
So far,
realised
just
so far, nothing seems totally out of the normal.
Yes.
I also don't know that he's definitely dodgy, and it's not that there's something invisible hanging around.
it would be completely normal to want to stay up, catching up. That would be completely boring to her husband to be like, no, we're just going to catch up on old times.
Yeah. Yeah, she told me to be careful before. Or she gave me a look.
you say the weather's really stormy here,
Mm-hmm.
so I could totally use cool lightning here. That
Anyway.
18th level spell, Scrub.
Why are we calling
You would definitely when there's a cloud overhead, yeah, you could definitely use call lightning.
I was just curious to know if it was a thing. What's the worst that could happen? I could just set the entire town on fire.
Oh,
I
that would
should
definitely
really-
let us figure something out.
I should really be getting back soon.
Yeah,
All right, is there
go-
anything that you guys want to ask Braxon to try to suss out of her or him or something like that? Any information that you guys want him to ask if he's about
Who
to.
the bad guys are.
Yeah. Well, haven't even established that there are bad guys yet. I have established that she's concerned about something.
Yeah, just start with
So-
some normal questions
Could
like
you-
how she met him, how she likes living here.
You can write now,
Yeah.
can't you?
Yeah.
You could write something and just drop it out the window after a certain time, and someone could just go by and pick up, and that'll be a way of telling us what's going on.
Paper airplanes.
You
Did you say
don't.
you're keeping
He
a
doesn't
diary?
know that she can read. She couldn't read when.
No. Braxon could inform us
Oh.
without leaving the property.
Oh,
By
gotcha.
just slipping pieces of
Yeah.
paper outside the window.
Windows don't often open in these types of buildings.
Don't know.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, not if they have glass.
You gotta have some kind of ventilation, wouldn't they? Or not?
All right, so nothing that you guys can think of that you want him to ask?
Ask about the roads.
Yeah,
Why it's
Braxon.
dangerous at night.
Braxon will go back and make small talk.
Okay.
Why don't you bring up the conversation of how you exorcised a ghost from that, well, it's more of a spirit, or whatever you call it, from the Mashta residence, their daughter, Kiji. Or, I can't remember, something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna be.
I don't know.
Exercise me.
No, I can't remember the name. Kiki, wasn't it? Kiki
No. It's like Homiko or something.
Oh, Homito. Yeah, I can't remember the names. There's so many names now.
I was gonna be a bit cautious about revealing information about our capabilities.
No, but you can. Why do you want to exercise the caution necessarily? You're just talking about
because
adventures.
Well, either her husband has been possessed, or her husband is a monster, or there's nothing out there unusual. But if her husband is the big bad guy in disguise, and her real husband's tied up in a cave or in that tower, I don't want to feed information to him that tells him how to defeat us.
Well, he already knows we're a group of adventurers. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, and that's all he knows. Which
You
means
always ask your sister Div about. Mention that you have a friend who is a enthusiastic historian, and I would like to know if there is someone who could tell him some old history of this town.
That's true. That's true. All right, I'll do that when I go over.
Probably
Okay.
set up a meeting the next day or something.
Yeah.
All right, so Braxon, you return and sit down for a pleasant meal. Your sister is a better cook than you remembered.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty tasty meal. It's kind of a mutton stew, although there really wasn't a whole lot of mutton in it. It's more the muttony broth.
We probably wouldn't have had so much mutton back home.
Well, certainly not.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of sheep here, so.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of carrots and potatoes in it, and it's hearty and filling and pretty tasty.
Yeah. Braxon's going to compliment food and comment on the sort of food that they grow. And ask questions about that.
She thanks you for that, and Div says, it's one of the advantages of handling a lot of the transactions with other asteroids. I get some good prices on some spices that Ravisa here is quite a wonder with.
Oh, so you're importing some of this food?
Well, I mean, the carrots and the potatoes and the mutton are all homegrown, but I mean, some of the flavoring is, of course, I mean, I'm a little bit more well off than many of the others here.
Right. So does everyone here have a little allotment where they grow their own food?
Oh, I mean, it depends on individuals. You did not see much of that in these houses.
Yeah.
There are some pretty large sheep pens nearby, so you'd guess that at least some of the villagers here keep the sheep, and they take them out to graze them during the day.
Yeah.
As you were coming back, you saw the sun was beginning to set. You saw them bringing in the sheep and everything like that.
Mm. Braxton's going to say it's a nice asteroid, bigger than we grew up on.
What if you give him some of our specialty that me and Lever's got?
Well, you didn't bring that with you.
I've got some.
Well, but he didn't bring it with him to the house, and he already left you guys. You could do it like another day.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, I've completely missed the.
Yeah.
You missed the window.
Yeah.
You missed the window.
I don't know why. I'm just having such a delayed reaction today.
Is there something? I mean, so you wanted to ask him something specific. How are you going to frame it? What are you going to ask?
Oh well, Braxon's gonna just come out and say, we hooked up slightly with the Seekers, and one of my friends over there is one of the Seekers. He's trying to learn information about asteroids. Do you know much about the history of?
Sorry about that.
Do you know much about the history of Corellian War?
Croylian.
Croylian, sorry.
It's not Corellian.
None of us can pronounce anything today.
Apparently not.
We just need to get our hands on the Corellian freighter and we'll be good.
Div says, well, I mean, the ruins are pretty much the only thing that anyone's really familiar with. The stone in the center of the town. I believe the pump is dwarven work. It's been here for a long time. Don't really know much about it. I don't know that anyone's taken the time to study it, to be honest.
Does it still work?
Well, it works, yeah. It's one of the reasons why the town is here, rather than someplace else. Yeah. It's good, clean water. I have not visited the ruins up on the hill myself. I don't believe Revisa has. Some of the shepherds, allow their sheep to graze up around there, but it doesn't grow too much up there, so it's not common. No one goes there at night.
Yeah.
As I mentioned.
How about the rest of the place? Because you've only got one town.
I mean, the rain tends to wash away a lot of evidence of things. Might be some isolated ruins out there, but you'd probably have to talk to the herders to find out more information about that. If your friend wants to go visit that tower, definitely avoid going at night. Might be okay during the day, but
yeah. Well, it seems a bit stormy at the moment.
Oh yes. Well, that's kind of the way it is here.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be hit by lightning.
Well, it's not really the time for actual, thunderstorms. It's mostly just rain these days. It's more just, it's a bit unpleasant,
Mm. So how do people manage the herding? Because back home we used to divvy up the land. We were mostly farming rather than attending animals. Do you have people wander around? Because like a plate from above.
Well, most
how
of
do
the
you get the sheep onto the underside?
well, you can just, carefully and over by the docks. It's pretty easy. It's thin enough over there.
Oh, yeah, that's what we used to do back home. Just flip over. It kind of freaks animals out, though.
Yeah, but sheep are kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Just generally get two good-sized lads, just toss them onto the other edge, and sheep are, they may bleed a little bit, but they'll be fine after that.
Mm.
But for the most part, the sheep that are on the other underside, I mean, they don't graze up here, and the sheep up here don't graze on the underside, so.
Right. So you have two lots of sheep.
Well, I mean, everyone has their own little herd.
Yeah.
He kind of describes a little bit more about how things are handled. Generally, the people here in the village who own sheep, they tend to take their pastures out in different directions during the day and then bring them back, kind of thing. Whereas the people who have isolated homesteads, they just kind of graze around their homestead, kind of thing.
Right.
And he says that there's there's so much rain that the grass grows quite quickly in general.
I guess they bring their sheep in when they want to sell them.
He mentions that in sheep shearing time, there's a couple carts that they can collect some of the, collect bales of hay from some of them. Others, the lads of the family will carry them in or something like that.
I heard once about people having sheep shearing races. Is that something you really do?
Not here.
Like sort of contests to see who can do it fastest.
Not here, no.
No.
I don't believe we've ever done anything like that, no.
No, when I heard that, they was talking about people gambling on who could shear the most sheep without cutting the sheep.
If it happens here, I haven't heard too much of it. Sheep is just how you make a living. No one sees them as something for fun.
It's just a living.
Is there any other questions that you have, or any other information that you want to try to get out of him, or your sister, for that matter? She clearly does not know much about the raising of sheep. Div himself doesn't actually own any.
Yeah.
So
Braxon
she's mostly quiet during those. You're asking those
Braxon
questions.
will talk a bit when he's talking about what's outside, about how things were back home and sort of plants we had and stuff.
She interjects occasionally with, her own thoughts on those, and none of that strikes you as odd or unusual, or untrue.
Yeah. So, Div, were you born here, or did you come in as well?
Oh no, I was born here. My father did the same thing that I do now.
Oh. So do you have to go to other asteroids a lot to trade, or do people come to you?
Oh, it's a mix. I do tend to have to travel around a bit. I've got there's a couple other couple ships that regularly make the rounds that I can set up the the deals, make sure that the bales of wool are going to the right places and in the right amounts, that sort of thing.
Well, we're not a trading company, but if you ever get any problems and you're on Brow, you can come see my hippopotamus friend.
Well, I don't get to brawl much myself. In fact, I haven't been out there in 3-4 years. It's not really the merchants there when they tend to come here, and I talk with them then.
Right.
This is more for the smaller the smaller asteroids when they just want a few bales, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Do you sell any pre-made goods? Like pre-made knitted wool? Or...
No, we don't do much of that here. We just produce the wool. Most of the rest of the stuff that we produce is, just in enough quantities for our own people. You could, if you needed some smithing work done, Darden just at the end of town, he's the man to talk to. Though he doesn't make any weapons or armor, it's not really his thing. Which is probably what I imagine that you'd be interested in.
Yeah. Yeah, we're alright for that at the moment, I think.
Any other information that you want to try to get out of him?
No, just mostly making small talk.
Okay.
Trying to get a handle on if he seems okay, which he's coming across as okay.
He certainly seems to like talking about his work. It might be bolts of wool. I don't know. I thought it was bales. I don't know wool.
I just
Bales
saw
of
it in
hay.
a game one day.
But no, I don't think it is bolts. Bolts are for cloth.
I
I'm
think
pretty sure it's
I
bales
wasn't
of
sure.
wool.
That's why I put a question mark. So I wasn't sure myself.
Have we got hecklers?
Yeah, basically. All right, so those of you still in the tavern, any other questions that you want to try to get? Any information that you want to get out of the tavern keeper, or are you just gonna like? Finish up
We
your...
heard that there was another group that set camp outside of town.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anything about them? Who they
So you are you going up to the bar to ask him, or are you waving him over?
Yeah.
So you're going
I'll
to the
go
bar,
up to the
right?
bar to
Okay.
ask him. Yeah.
He's kind of drying out some mugs and cleaning some of the tableware that the 3 men who were in earlier and then left were using. And he says, yeah, don't know much about them. They came in really just a few days ago on a passing ship. I think they're camped a little bit outside of town. He kind of gives a wave of his hand that would indicate on these maps, quote unquote, south. So on the upper map, you know, down this way a little bit. We don't have an inn here. I don't really know what they came in for, but you know, I mean, they might be waiting for another ship. If it might be something that you want to go talk to them about. They might be interested in taking passage off when you leave.
All right.
Any other information you guys want?
Oh yeah,
I got what I wanted.
I asked about, since I remembered about what you described to Braxon about the pump, I will also ask about the bartender about the pump. That is it one of the one of the ancient dwarven made pumps?
He says, it's been here all my life. I don't know much about it. It works well, gives good clean water. You can go out and take a look at it. It's just right in that tall stone.
I think I will. Thank you for the hearty meal and good drink. How much do I owe you?
So the meals will be 3 copper pieces each, and the drinks.
I will pay for the whole group.
The drinks will be 1 copper piece each.
Expected it to be more than that.
So
but I
4
guess
copper
it's
pieces
local.
each. These people don't have a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is mostly all locally produced stuff, so.
After while he's paying, Sinrae is going to go up to the bar counter and put some coppers down. And do you know if anybody that would have any messages for Brawl or any other places in between?
We don't have a courier guild here, but I'll certainly I can ask around. And I'll send them down your ship's way. Hopefully they can catch you before you leave.
Thank you. I think we'll be here for a few days. I think one of our members wants to catch up with his sister some.
Oh, is that man who came in? Who's his sister?
Oh,
His wife.
What's his name? I can't. What's her name? I can't.
Ravisa Div's wife.
Ravisa Div's wife.
All right. So you planning to stay for a couple days, huh? All right. Well, that'll give me time to find anyone who might be interested.
Thank you.
Since the total for the group's drinks and food came just short of 3 silvers, I will give him exactly 3 silvers.
Okay. Thank you kindly. Don't know what you'll be.
There's bit of extra for the nice chat.
Oh, not a problem. I always appreciate good customers, but I think you'll be pretty bored around here. There's not much to do. But
I think I will be quite enjoying my time to studying those ruins and pump.
Nope. Good luck to that then.
Also, give my regards to your wife. She's a wonderful cook.
I'll let her know. I'll let her know. But she could be better. She could be better. You guys gonna head on out now?
Wow.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we'll head out.
Okay.
Yeah, I mentioned the group that I'm interested in checking out the pump due to my own curiosity, and if they want to go somewhere, I will meet them later.
Okay. The sun is beginning to set as you leave, and the rain is just letting up. So I mean, you can tell that the sun is setting even though you can't actually see the sun. Just FYI. It's pretty
How
cloudy.
many hours have we been on this?
I mean, it took you a few hours to get to the town walking up the road.
I
And
just wanted to know if my aura comfort's gone because it was like 6 hours.
no, it has not been 6
It's
hours.
7 hours.
It's not been 7 hours. It's probably been 4 to 5, somewhere in there. And we will pick it up next time with you guys deciding what you want to do, having just left the tavern. In terms of experience points, let's see. That is going to be
10.
Braxon hasn't murdered his sister's husband, so he gets no XP.
You didn't engage in combat with your sister.
Wow.
400 experience points for Ockar and Leva.
400?
Yep. 500 for Higgimus and Lafdul. 600 for Solas and Sinrae. And 700 for Braxon.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, Braxon's like, either this is my new friend, or I'm gonna have to bash him on the head. I don't know which. What do I do?
Big dichotomy with Braxon, isn't it? It's either friend or head bash.
Isn't that what you
target.
always think about new people, Braxon?
Yeah,
Well,
I disconnected
that's-
for a second there at the very end.
That's kind of Braxon's job. He hangs around and decides, do you want to kill me? Oh, you do! I'll hit you on the head. If he
Nice.
doesn't know whether someone wants to hit him, he's kind of lost. Oh, you want me to think about things? Hmm.
You
What
will
is
have them on the
Braxon's
head just because they
intelligence and
want to
wisdom
make you
scores
think about
anyway?
it.
Well, it's not that. That's his skill set.
His skill set is not being very smart. Gotcha.
No, he's highly skilled at bashing
Jerk.
people on the head. Or if he wants to be nice to them, he just punches them in the face instead.
So, I assume no one's going up a level? Correct?
No, I'm
not
far,
quite
far
yet.
away from a level.
Yeah.
Then, in that case, we will be ending this session here. Thank you guys for playing. Thanks everyone out there for... Oh, wow, Solas, you're really close to leveling up for Mage.
Yeah.
Uh,
Not that far off.
So thanks everyone for playing, and thanks everyone out there for watching. When we come back next week, we will see what you guys figure out here in this this little village. See you next time, everyone.
Thanks for the
Yeah.
game.
For the game.
Thanks for the game.